Welcome back to Insert Brain here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host, Connor, and with me as always is my co-host, David.
Yes, hey.
They were talking about Season 1, Episode 9, Life on the Fast Lane. First aired March 18th, 1990. What was this sensual Simpsons episode about, David? Regale me.
Right.
The plot.
Yes, the plot of this episode that we watched about 10 whole minutes ago.
Aye.
Well, finished.
Marge. It's a Marge-centric episode.
It's a Marge-centric episode.
The first?
Yes, and it kind of centered largely on their marriage as well.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof of a decent one.
Mm-hmm.
So it opens up with Bart and Lisa and Maggie.
Yes.
Sort of there for the crack, I guess. Helping make a really stereotypically absolute bombshell of a mess.
Yeah, for breakfast.
For her birthday.
Yeah.
And they're discussing the presents they got her, like French perfume.
A large gallon jug with the words French perfume printed on it.
Yes. And then a spaghetti card from Lisa, which is like a really...
It's like a work of art.
It is a work of art. It is. But yeah, so they're discussing that, and then they go up yelling happy birthday. Homer wakes up thinking it's his birthday for some reason.
Aye, God knows why.
Obviously forgot, and then pretends not to forget him, whilst also shimmying out the room, sprinting to the car. Then it cuts to Marge on the phone to her sisters.
Yeah, Patty and Selma.
Yeah, talking about the fact that, he's definitely getting her out buying a present now.
Buying a nice, thoughtful gift. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't cut to that. I forgot. It's him at the mall first.
Yeah. He's looking at the beef jerky store.
Yeah. Too salty. Yeah. One like a corner route.
And then there's like a sexy lingerie store.
Yeah.
Too steamy, I think.
Too steamy or too risky or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's continuing through a whole bunch of stores in the mall and parking in a seriously no parking area.
Yeah, so he does.
Right outside the mall entrance. But yeah, then it cuts to Marge talking to her sisters about the fact that he's definitely buying her a present. And that's when they remind Marge about previous presents that he's won as like a...
Secretly.
Things Homer would want, but Marge would not.
Essentially gifts for himself. He disguises as gifts for Marge.
Yeah, no. So... the last sort of thing you see of him is him looking at a bowling ball, a nice shiny bowling ball.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to him back in the house with a present.
A very heavy
present, yeah. Yeah, bowling ball shaped box. Size box, yeah. Yeah, it's square.
Aye.
But anyway, yeah. So they go to dinner with the family.
The singing sirloin.
The singing sirloin, yes, that's it. Yes. Home of ballads and salads.
Ballads and salads, that's it. Home of ballads and salads.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, they go there, and there's pan through, there's a whole bunch of funny shit before we get to the Simpsons table, where they end up, it's pretty much time for Homer's present.
Yeah.
He signals over the singing waiters who come over singing Happy Birthday, Mrs. Homer Simpson.
Really drive home that Homer's making her birthday all about him.
Yeah, fully drive home that. Yeah. And it's at that point that he's lifting the box over the cake and the bowling ball falls out, landing in the cake.
Yeah.
Homer's sign side up. And that's...
destroys the cake.
Destroying the cake, yeah.
Takes out all but one of the candles.
Yeah. Which Marge blows out in fury. Then it's the... cut to the end of it. Yeah. This is where they have the whole Homer is trying to pretend that he got it for her while they're talking. Obviously, Marge is seeing right through it.
Yeah.
No, this is for you.
He even slips up at one point.
Oh yeah, he does. Aye.
She says she's going to use it to bowl, and he goes, "But you don't know how to bowl."
Yeah, you don't know how to bowl. And then she says, obviously, she's going to go and like use the ball because it's her present. And I forgot what the place is.
Barney's Bowlerama.
Yeah, aye. She goes there and find out where do I throw this.
I've never met someone who has so little understanding of bowling that they would walk in, see people bowling in the lanes and go, where do I throw this? To a bowling ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it points out the fact that, there's the lane, you roll it down there. You find out she's a 13.5 and all they've got.
Yeah, and all they've got is, what is it, a 9 and a 15?
So she goes and starts tossing the ball and very precariously kind of
basically overarming it.
Overarming it and sort of like swinging sideways at it.
Just knocking down the one pin.
Yeah, that's where we see Jacques.
Yeah, Jacques, yeah.
Jacques, whatever. What's his last name?
It's printed on the bowling ball.
Yeah, it's on the bowling ball, yeah.
Brunswick.
Jacques Brunswick.
Brunswick is, I don't know if that's his surname or if it's just the name of his bowling ball.
Right.
But it's definitely Brunswick.
She calls him Mr. Brunswick.
Does she?
Right. So the first time she sort of shoves that ball in her face and then she looks and goes, Mr. Brunswick. Yeah, because she raised the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, anyway. It's after that she ends up doing bowling lessons and stuff because she's fairly useless at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Jack is clearly trying to seduce Marge, I would say.
Yeah. At this point, he definitely wants in, let's be fair.
Yeah.
He's not doing it out of the goodness of his heart. But he's being paid too.
$25 an hour.
$25.
Per lesson, sorry.
Per lesson, that's it, yeah.
But the quality is worth $40.
The quality is worth $40. Yeah. $40. They end up, the sort of standard story. Trainer, trainee getting close. And then there's times where he's trying to get her to meet outside of the training.
Yeah, to go for brunch or to go to his apartment, yeah.
Or over to his house, yeah. His apartment, that's it, yeah. So they end up meeting up at a few different bits, and Homer's kind of getting a bit depressed because he's been looking after the kids, and
Lisa's noticing that.
Yeah, Lisa's been noticing that there's
divorce afoot potentially.
Potentially. Is it the 8 stages of
I thought it was 12.
It could be any number of stages of freaking.
Maybe in the 69 stages for all I know, mate.
I think it may have been. I think you were right. I think it might have been because I think she was in the 8th stage at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 12 stages.
12 stages.
She was in 8th at some point.
Which is self-pity. Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah. I've gone completely off track of this plot.
Why? What threw you off track?
It's so fucking all over the place at this point.
You're so close to the end.
I know.
There's one more scene to talk about, basically.
Right, aye. So basically, Marge, Homer's all depressed. He's at work. And for some reason ever, we've seen a juncture.
The first and last time that we see... I can't remember the name of the apartments he lives in. They've totally gone out of my... I can't remember the name of the apartments he lives in. They've totally gone out of my... Siesta Vistas?
Maybe. I feel like it was something tropical-ish. Oh, man. Here.
I was right. The Fiesta Terraces.
Did you say Fiesta or Siesta there?
I think I said Fiesta at one point.
Said Siesta Vistas?
Siesta Vistas. Fiesta Terraces. Fucking closer than the Flamingo.
Yes, it definitely was. I'm not saying it wasn't close. I'm just saying it wasn't quite right either.
It was on the
ballpark area. It was close. Yeah, definitely related. But anyway, so yeah, the juncture between the split to the
you take a left and you go to the Springfield nuclear power plant. You take a right and you go to
the Fiesta Terraces.
Fiesta Terraces. Yes.
Where Jacques, whatever his fucking name, Brunswick.
Jacques Brunswick.
That's the one.
Jock Brunswick, not Jack. We keep saying Jack.
I keep saying Jacques because that's what he was saying, wasn't it? Because that's the way he's pronouncing it. And
we'll get to that. The ending of the episode. Wrap it up, man.
She can't decide for a while and then fucks off down to the nuclear power plant.
Fucks Homer in the back of the car.
Yeah, pretty much.
For 10 minutes.
For 10 whole minutes.
And then the episode ends.
10 minutes Probably not a fucking, because he's back into the building by 10 minutes, apparently. Back at work in 10 minutes.
5 minutes of sexcapades.
Yeah. By the time they get to the car, get the keys out, he'll run back in for the keys and all because he forgot them.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. All 4 minutes of love.
Aye. We say fuck a lot on this podcast.
We do.
Still editing that out.
You still editing that out?
I still need to start editing that
out. Start. I was wondering why you were even editing that out.
I even edit the podcast at all. Leave it all in, that's what I say.
Not all of it.
All of it, man.
All of it?
I'm a one-man editing team here. I'm a one-man research team.
Can't leave all of it in.
Well, I'll leave some of it in.
There's got to be something. There's can't be some fucking all condensed out brain here. Simpsons podcast.
It might be better than the alternative, which is what we're recording right now.
Yeah, it's true.
What's the next segment? Is this the part where we talk about
this
what we thought of the episode? Or is that after I do?
No, yeah, we do first appearances.
Fuck my life. Cut that out.
Leave it in.
This is Eye on Springfield. I
always forget about this bit.
First appearance of Helen Lovejoy.
It was so serious I couldn't keep a straight face.
I was like, I'll do the song and I'll take it down and be like as low key as I can. First appearance of Helen Lovejoy.
Perfect.
Do you think of Helen Lovejoy in her first appearance? I like that she introduces herself
right
by saying who she is, what her
yes,
who she's related to in the town that we already met, Reverend Lovejoy, and her role in the story, which is the gossipy.
Yes. Yeah, the gossipy wife.
Yeah.
I thought that she frequently had pupils pointing in different directions.
Well, her movement was very sharp.
Yeah, it's
very sharp and very sudden.
She seems like a very odd character overall.
They've kind of dropped that movement in the wall-eyed aspect.
Right.
I think every appearance after this one.
Right.
But I noticed that design-wise, she looks basically the same as she does even now in season 33, 34-ish.
All right.
First appearance of Lenny.
Right.
You're looking at me blank like you don't know who Lenny is.
I've forgotten. I forget everyone's name.
Cancelled the podcast.
Yeah.
Lenny's not up in the wall.
All right. Well,
Lenny,
not there?
He's friends with Carl. He works at the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant. He's the guy with the braces on his arm and his torso, trouser braces.
Yeah. Aye.
There's one line in this episode. He gives Homer the thumbs up and goes, "Way to go, Homer!" as he's walking out the building at the end.
All right, when he's carrying Marge.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even spot that he'd said that. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't.
Sleeping through the episodes.
No, I was just too busy on Marge's ass. she looks good in that dress.
My God, man.
I forgot the dream sequence.
Oh, it's too late now.
Fuck it, whatever, we're here. We'll talk about it afterwards.
First appearance of Charlie.
Right.
Looking at me like you don't know famous Simpsons character Charlie.
I didn't know Lenny.
Charlie is a character who works at Springfield Nuclear Power Plant.
Right.
Who wears glasses. If I showed you a photo of Charlie, you would go, I've seen this person millions of times before, but few people know that his name is Charlie. I'll bring up an image to show you.
Yeah, for the best. Because I couldn't tell you right now from the top of my head. I would imagine I am one of those many people that didn't know his name was Charlie.
Turns out there's a musician who was in Busted called Charlie Simpson. Because that's what came up when I googled Charlie the Simpsons.
All right. Oh, him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you were right.
There you go.
Fair enough. But that sort of odd drawing design, at least in that picture there, where it's the glasses and then a pupil. Not even bother to draw the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First appearance of Jock.
Yep. Brunswick.
First appearance of Jock Brunswick.
Mm-hmm. Not looking at you blankly for that one.
No.
I'm fucking up that.
First appearance of Bart, and you're like,
who?
Run that one by me again.
Try that again? Sorry, I think I had something in my ear. What?
Bart, that's the baby.
Right, yeah, that's the one with the dummy. That's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's it. Yeah, I definitely know who that was.
Yeah. First and almost, Jack does appear in future episodes, but not in the capacity that he does here.
I don't even remember him from any other episode other than this one.
He's in the opening credits of every episode from this point on. Well, until the show goes HD. He's the last person that Bart skateboards past.
Was he waiting for a bus?
No, that's season 1. We got rid of that.
Right, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they did. They did get rid of that. We don't have a fucking opening credit in this.
Oh, sorry. Jack isn't in the opening credits.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but I mean,
season
we don't
2
actually.
Onwards.
Right, okay. Well, I was going to say we don't even have an opening credit on this one.
On the Disney Plus version, we didn't check the DVD.
We need to check the DVD. We'll get to that before we do. Boy, I hope we don't get something.
I hope we don't get something. That is the end of my famous segment, our famous segment, Eye on Springfield. It's better when you laugh out loud, by the way, because it's an audio medium.
I know. But however, I'm laughing. It's just how it is. Oh man,
what did you think of this episode?
I liked it. I thought it's definitely not the best episode in this season.
Yeah.
By a long way. But it's not the worst episode either, I don't think. I just think let's face it, we're going to do a story similar to this at some point.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. It's part and parcel of having a married couple on a screen anywhere.
Well, they've probably done over 200 marriage crisis episodes by this point.
I would imagine so, yeah.
But this is, I think, the first one. Is there one before this that we've covered?
No. Not when there's a marriage crisis.
Not specifically.
No.
There's Homer and Marge not getting on in the Mr. Burns picnic episodes.
Yes.
But that wasn't quite a marriage. That was more of a family crisis.
Yeah.
I would say this is the first official.
I might have watched this at another point. You tell me. We're only 9 episodes in.
Yeah.
So at this point, so many times other episodes just jump into my head.
I know. I think there's a previous episode of this podcast where you mention Maggie trying to kill Homer.
Yeah, that was like a
season 2, season 3 episode.
Yeah. We were discussing that before we started. Well, I'm about to probably pop up another one from about season 2, 3 era, and that might be. Is that the one where they do shock therapy?
No, that we watched that one. That was the one I was just
actually
talking
one
about.
of the ones that we were talking about.
So I just mentioned the
right.
Burns picnic episode.
Right. Okay. That's fine. I couldn't remember if that was from there or from somewhere else.
I thought we have had a marriage comes out.
I think that's it. That's family counselling, that one. But that would be it. And I think this is probably the first.
There's not been another marriage counselling episode? Or marriage crisis, sorry.
Not so far, no.
I thought it was kind of started out very cartoony and typical Simpsons. Lots of animation stuff that felt like it was Tracy Ullman Show-esque.
Right.
Especially that scene where they put Maggie to bed.
Yeah.
And it cuts to like a close-up shot on Maggie in the bed and then like slowly pulls out.
Right.
And the family are singing to her.
Yeah.
That's very similar to the first ever short.
Right.
Which is about Homer and Marge putting the 3 kids to bed.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
And then the second half is almost the opposite of that, where it's very, very realistic.
Yeah.
Kind of very sad and depressing.
Yeah. I think that's probably why they did the ending they did, the way they did it.
Yeah,
with the sort of like
movie
theme tune
of it. What's that movie? 3 Men and a Baby. An officer and a gentleman. That's
yes,
it. An officer and a gentleman.
3 Men and a Baby.
I knew it was a something and a something.
Yeah. Well, you got there eventually.
Yeah.
Faster than I'd ever have gotten there. I was going to be there for weeks.
Abbott and Costello meet the Wolfman.
Aye.
That's the one.
Yeah. Wolfman with Anthony Hopkins. That's the one.
Oh, yeah. 2010's The Wolfman.
Yeah.
You can listen to more of us talking about the Wolfman on our episode. Furry Arse Crack. our podcast. Our Wolfman podcast, where we talk about werewolves, lycanthropy, and both men and women across the globe.
Oh,
I feel like it was weird that Let's go back into the podcast.
Yeah.
I felt like it was odd that Jacques had no comeuppance.
Yeah, nothing.
You don't even see him.
You don't even see Marge saying anything about him.
Yeah.
The only thing there's only alluded to Homer knowing anything is the fact that he's noticed there's something off.
And he finds that bowling glove.
That bowling glove for Marge.
Yeah, for Marge engraved into it. Not engraved. Embroidered.
Yeah, it would probably be embroidered into it, yeah. No. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be engraved anyway, but it could be like etched into it if it was, say, leather or whatever it could be. Right. Yes. More thoughts on the episode.
Yeah, it was strange that Jacques, there isn't like a scene at the end where Jacques gets his comeuppance, where he ends up on a date with Patty or Selma or anything like that. I feel like that's something they would do now.
Yeah.
They would kind of focus more on Jacques getting some sort of a comeuppance for trying to lure a married woman away from her husband.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, nothing for some reason.
No.
But I don't know. Did it run as a long episode to you?
It must have done, because they cut out the opening credits, which they only do for longer episodes.
Yeah. We barely even got through the clouds, and it was just like straight down the street.
Straight into the house. An angle of the house that we've never really seen before or since.
From down the T junction of the street.
Yeah, straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, usually it does that kind of a top left-hand side angle.
Yeah. But no.
No.
Straight down the street like someone was driving. Well, like a Google Maps car was rocking down the road with it.
Decades before that was a thing.
Yes, of course. Another prediction.
What did you think about the dream sequence?
I liked that. I thought it was quite good.
Highlight of the episode, perhaps.
I would say definitely, because there were.
Is that your highlight of the? That's a new segment. Highlight of the episode.
Yes.
I'll coin them as fast as I can.
I know you will.
Get these slapped on some t-shirts, man. He doesn't want to wear a t-shirt that says "Airy ass cracker lycanthropy," whatever I said before both podcast.
You know what? We could do once we get to like season 10 or 12 or something.
I'll be dead by then.
I know.
I'll be in the cold hard
I'll
ground.
be continuing. But in the meantime,
you can probably do an AI clone of my voice.
By then I probably could. But
AI clone your voice as well, and just sit back and watch the views dwindle away.
That's the one. But by the time we get to like much later on, we could have a thing to see if you can get all of the other podcasts that we do.
So your highlight of the episode.
So my highlight is the dream sequence.
Okay, my highlight is the bit where he shouts 4 onion rings,
right,
and his French accent disappears.
Yes.
Actually, my highlight might be the bit where Homer gets hit in the head with a baseball.
Yeah,
and it just thunks off him, and he slowly falls backwards.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
There we go.
Yeah, the dream sequence, I quite liked it. I liked the sort of the noir style to it. Obviously, because she's knocked out and it's supposed to be really romantic. But everything, literally everything, was bowling related. And
bowling balls or bowling pins.
Yeah,
the globe is a bowling ball. The moon's a bowling ball.
The drinks that came out of the thing, it was the pins being reset for the drinks, and then
the fireplace is designed to look like a set of pins.
Yeah.
The couch that they sit on is meant to look like pins.
Yeah, it's good.
The bit where they're dancing and he sends her away and pulls her back with a bit of her dress. That actually reminded me of the things that you use to polish bowling balls. A bit of fabric. I don't know if that might not be intentional.
Maybe not, but
definitely reminiscent of it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's good.
I like that colour palette for the dream sequence as well. It's all kind of pinks and purples and indigos and violets and very romantic.
Yeah. I liked it. It was very well done, that. I liked it. I liked the animation. I liked the way it was all done. It was...
Is that the best animation so far, would you say, of season 1?
Some of the smoothest.
Yeah.
We had another dream sequence we really liked as well.
Bart the General.
That might be smoother.
It's definitely funnier.
It's definitely funnier.
I would say this looks better though.
This. There's
no real interesting color palette for
it's true.
Bart the Genius's one.
That's true. Yeah,
I guess it's a different style though.
It is a different style, but I have to say that one's definitely funnier, but this one looks better, I guess.
Yeah.
Because of the color palette and the way that it was all very well done.
I think if you showed someone this out of context, they might not realise that it's a season 1 episode.
I don't think they would.
Which is the highest compliment I can give the animation of season 1.
Definitely.
They might not instantly clock it as looking like shit.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. There we go. High-end compliment off Connor there. Can't get much better than that.
What else is there to say?
If he ever calls you a season 1 fucking Simpsons character, a crowd character from season 1.
Backgrounds, crowd, you are season the 1 character.
Because those were some funny shaped people.
You're Eric Stoltz from the movie Mask.
Yes. Yeah.
What else is there to say, really?
I'm
glad we got a Marge centric episode.
Yes, we've
had one Lisa episode so far, and then the rest have all been Homer and Bart.
Homer and Bart, yeah.
So it's nice to see Marge get her
sort of highlight
in the
spotlight. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those. I think I said it before, but I feel like it's one of those things that you've got a couple on the screen. You've got to do an episode similar to this, the Temptation episode.
Yeah.
And the Almost Cheat episode, or some shows it's the cheat episode, but usually the Almost Cheat episode. And when you want a reliable couple, at least. But I'm a little bit disappointed that this was Margie's first main focus episode.
Yeah, I feel like they should have saved this concept for
another time.
Further down the line.
Yeah. I feel like Marge kind of deserved a different episode.
Yeah.
But it wasn't her potentially ruining our marriage.
Marge has always been...
I mean, don't get me wrong, the marriage is not great. With like every birthday,
Homer is straight up vitriolic in this episode at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, he wakes up thinking it's his birthday, despite everyone telling him it's not his birthday, and he knows it's not his birthday.
He gets the bowling ball for her.
Yeah. And then gets Homer put on the bowling ball.
It's not like a mistake that he makes because he's dumb. He's doing it intentionally.
Fucks up later on when they're talking about it, and he says that you don't know how to bowl. So he knows that.
And then he tries to correct her when she talks about bowling being a hobby.
Yes, it's
kind of misogynistic too.
Yeah.
Cancelled.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I feel like Marge always kind of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to these spotlight episodes on family characters. She has done for basically 33 seasons.
Right, yeah.
Which is it comes through in the merchandising as well.
Yeah.
There is so much Homer and Bart, and then so often Lisa, and even more so Marge are just kind of chucked aside.
Yeah. I've seen a few things where I think it was probably just illustrations or posters or something, where it was a single poster for Homer, a single poster for Bart, I'm just using that as an example as posters because I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Whatever paraphernalia it was. So Homer had his own, Bart had his own, Lisa had her own, and then it was Marge and Maggie.
Yeah, Marge, Maggie, and sometimes the fucking cat and dog.
Cat and the dog, yeah. So it's just a bit strange.
I would probably imagine that characters like Moe and Krusty might have more merchandise and paraphernalia than Marge does.
Probably, yeah.
And not including shots that have the entire family on them.
Yeah. Single.
Solo Marge merch.
Yeah. Bit of a shame. But
it's time for 3 Blind Mice trivia. Are you excited for 3 Blind Mice trivia?
I'm always excited. That's why I'm sweating.
Why Why wouldn't you be excited for 3 Blind Mice trivia?
Exactly.
This episode ran long due to Al Brooks, who played Jacques, is ad-libbing, hence the lack of a full title sequence. Brooks actually improvised almost all of his dialogue, producing over 3 hours of material.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so
3 hours of material for 24-minute episode.
24-minute dish, yeah.
Yeah.
So that when he shouts 4 onion rings,
right, that's all.
And he drops the accent, that was an improvisation.
Nice. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Marge's laugh during her bowling lesson was also ad-libbed. It was a natural laugh by Julie Kavner, who voices Marge. She was laughing at something Albert Brooks had just said.
All right. Nice.
There you go.
That's cool.
Great stuff.
Good to see that they had fun.
Yeah, also good to see that this is at the era where they were still recording every episode with the actors together in the room.
Right, yeah.
Like the same room bouncing off.
Yeah.
Before it was retitled Life in the Fast Lane, this episode was called Jacques to be Wild. Although this title doesn't seem to make any sense, it was a revised title based on the very first iteration of the story. In the original story, Marge didn't take bowling lessons, she took tennis lessons from a handsome tennis pro named Bjorn. The title was Bjorn to be Wild.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Albert Brooks.
Wouldn't that be, isn't the name
Bjorn?
Is Bjorn, isn't it?
I'm saying Bjorn to emphasize how it's spelled.
How it's spelled, yeah, but it'd be Bjorn, isn't it?
Bjorn to be Wild, yeah.
It's one of the names of the dude that's in ABBA, isn't it?
Yeah,
Bjorn.
it is Bjorn.
Yeah. Anyway.
Albert Brooks just thought it would be funnier if the guy was French.
Fair enough.
So he was like, change it to Jack or Jock or whatever.
Aye, Jacques, Jock.
We already mentioned at the conclusion of the episode references the movie An Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
The restaurant that Jock and Marge attend is called Shorty's.
Yeah.
It was originally intended that a chef's hat would be shown moving around in the background, implying that the owner was short. But the concept was dropped if it seemed too much of a silly idea and would be too distracting.
No.
You want to see Shorty's return?
I want to see
Shorty's return.
Yeah, I want to see Shorty's return. Yeah.
Throw that into a season 34 episode.
Yes.
The line 4 onion rings was one of the many lines that Albert Brooks ad-libbed. I've already said that. I'll cut this part out. When Jacques drops Marge home, the moon is designed to look like a bowling ball, which you picked up on when we watched the episode.
Yep.
This episode won an Emmy for Outstanding Animated Program.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think it's the first episode of The Simpsons to ever win an Emmy.
Yeah. It's definitely the first one that's been in 3.
Trivia. Maybe it's the 9th episode to win an Emmy, but it's the first one we're talking about.
It's the first one we picked up on.
This episode features
which means it's the first that ever got an Emmy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This episode features the first appearance of the bowling alley Barney's Bowlerama.
Mm-hmm.
The original backstory for Barney's Bowlerama was that it was owned by Barney Gumble.
Right.
Homer's friend Barney.
Yeah.
Over time, it changed to Barney just being an employee, as the writers could not imagine Barney ever owning anything.
That makes sense.
It was later revealed that Barney's uncle was the owner.
Right.
The exterior of Barney's Bowlerama was designed by Eric Stefani.
All right, cool.
Who was working on the show as an animator at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, No Doubt and the brother of Gwen Stefani.
Right, yeah.
The episode title is based on the Eagles song Life in the Fast Lane.
Yeah.
I don't like the Eagles as a band.
Neither do I.
The 15th of March 2004 edition of the Dear Abby column was pulled as it had emerged that one of the letters was a fake. A newspaper editor noticed that the problem cited in the letter was identical to the plot of this episode. Kathy Kerr, a spokeswoman for the Universal Press Syndicate, stated that it did sound too similar not to be a hoax.
Yeah.
In some early episodes like this one, Maggie sucks her pacifier for the entire time, including over dialogue.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that in a previous episode.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
I forgot to get a glass of water.
Same here. I'm glad it's the hottest time that it's like 23 degrees Celsius, by the way, for those Americans that may or may not ever listen to this.
I wrote down that it won an Emmy twice.
Yeah.
It didn't win 2 Emmys, I just wrote the trivia down.
You just wrote it down there.
It was for Outstanding Animated Program for programming less than 1 hour.
Cool. There you go.
Oh, here we go. Helen Lovejoy was animated. Helen Lovejoy was animated in a snappy bird-like manner.
Right.
Which I mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
The apartment in the dream sequence features sitting bowling balls and pins in its design.
Yeah.
That is the end of 3 Blind Mice trivia.
Very good. Very good. I was very excited for that.
So was I.
Amazing.
It wasn't the best 3 Blind Mice trivia I've ever done.
It wasn't the most cleanly delivered.
We could wrap it up now. Is there anything else you need to add? Are we good to wrap it up there? I think that's just everything covered.
There was an issue. The bowling ball that Jacques, whatever his name was holding, it was his bowling ball. It said Brunswick on it, nothing else. Then Marge picks up another bowling ball that then says Jack or Jock on it.
Yes, aye.
And it's the exact same bowling ball. So either it says Jacques Brunswick in the two words are in the exact same position on the bowling ball, or that was an error.
Or this bowling instructor owns 2 bowling balls.
Yes, although he only had 1 bowling ball bag.
True. Also, it was a big bowling ball bag, so he pulls something else out of it.
Yeah, it's true. But also, what he does is he's holding his bowling ball. She declines to use that bowling ball. And then, even though you don't see it, it just changes angles.
Yeah.
He could have time to put it down, but there was no movement of his shoulders or arms or anything like that. It
looked like his bowling ball changed colour.
It looked like it changed colour to then Marge's bowling ball, which obviously has Homer on it.
This segment, by the way, that we've just finished is called Boy, I Sure Hope Someone Got Fired for That Blunder.
That's the one.
Marge's pearl necklace is also white at one point.
Yes.
And Lenny is off model.
Yeah.
Is his beard, he usually has stubble like Homer.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's like an additional cheek part of his face that juts out.
Yeah. It's kind
of a Woody
weird.
Woodpecker type character.
Yeah.
I'm happy to leave it there.
I reckon that might be everything.
This has been Insert Brain here, a Simpsons podcast.
Yep. This was episode 9.
Season 1. I've been Connor.
I've been David.
This is a T for 22 production.
Yes. Have a good night.
Smell you later.
Fucking hell.